Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever made a mistake that turned out to be awesome? Well, today we're looking at massive accidents that literally changed human history. That's right, some of the products you use every single day weren't created on purpose, they were complete accidents. Let's dive into these happy little accidents that revolutionized our lives. The year is 1945. Engineer Percy Spencer is working with radar equipment at Raytheon Company when he notices something strange. The chocolate bar in his pocket is melting. But how? There's no heat source nearby. Spencer realizes the microwaves from the magnetron he was testing were causing this. Being the curious scientist he was, he didn't just change his pants and move on. Nope. The next day, he brought popcorn to work. When the kernels started popping near the equipment, Spencer knew he was onto something big. By 1947, the first commercial microwave oven was built. It was 6 feet tall, weighed 750 pounds, and cost about $5,000 in today's money. Today, over 90% of American homes have a microwave oven, all because a guy had chocolate in his pocket at work. In 1928, Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming went on vacation. When he returned, he found his lab was a mess. Some of his Petri dishes with bacteria were contaminated with mold. But wait, Fleming noticed something incredible. Around the mold, the bacteria were dying. Most scientists would have just cleaned up and started over, but Fleming's curiosity led to one of the biggest medical breakthroughs ever. This accidental discovery of penicillin has saved an estimated 200 million lives since its development. Imagine a world without antibiotics. And it all happened because someone didn't clean their lab before vacation. Here's a tasty accident. In 1853, Chef George Crumb was working at a fancy resort in Saratoga Springs, New York. A picky customer kept sending back his French fries, complaining they were too thick and soggy. After multiple returns, Crumb got annoyed, so he sliced the potatoes paper thin, fried them until they were crisp, and dumped a ton of salt on them, basically trying to make something the customer would hate. Plot twist. The customer loved them. The Saratoga chips became a restaurant specialty, and eventually, the potato chip industry was born. Today, Americans eat about 1.85 billion pounds of potato chips every year, all because of one chef's salty attitude. In 1968, scientist Spencer Silver at 3M was trying to develop a super strong adhesive. Instead, he accidentally created the exact opposite, a weak adhesive that could stick to objects but be easily removed without leaving a residue. For years, Silver couldn't find a use for his failure. Then, his colleague Art Fry had a problem. The paper bookmarks in his hymnal kept falling out during choir practice. He remembered Silver's adhesive and thought, what if? The result? Post-it notes. Now we use them everywhere. Over 50 billion post-it notes are sold each year in more than 100 countries. From failed glue to global office essential. In 1886, pharmacist John Pemberton was trying to create a medicinal syrup to cure headaches. He mixed coca leaves, cola nuts, and other ingredients, creating a brown syrup he thought might help patients. When his assistant accidentally mixed it with carbonated water instead of regular water, Coca-Cola was born. Pemberton started selling it for 5 cents a glass as a medicinal drink that relieves exhaustion. Today, Coca-Cola sells about 1.9 billion drinks per day across 200 countries. The company is worth over 230 billion. Not bad for a headache remedy gone wrong. In 1943, naval engineer Richard James was working with tension springs to develop a meter for monitoring power on naval ships. When he accidentally knocked one of the springs off his desk, instead of just falling, it walked down in a series of arcs to a stack of books, then to a tabletop, and finally to the floor where it recoiled itself. James went home and told his wife, "I think I can make a toy out of this." The Slinky was born. Over 300 million Slinkies have been sold worldwide. Who knew naval engineering could be so fun? In 1895, physicist Wilhelm Röntgen was experimenting with cathode ray tubes in his lab. He noticed that a fluorescent screen across the room started glowing when he ran current through the tube. Even more shocking, when he placed his hand between the tube and the screen, he could see the bones of his hand on the screen. Röntgen called this mysterious new ray X-ray because X stands for unknown in mathematics. Within just months of his discovery, X-rays were being used in hospitals. Today, over 3.6 billion X-ray examinations are performed worldwide each year, saving countless lives through early diagnosis. In 1956, engineer Wilson Greatbatch was building a device to record heart sounds. He accidentally installed the wrong resistor into the circuit. When he installed it, the circuit began to pulse with a steady rhythm, just like a heartbeat. Greatbatch realized this mistake could be used to regulate the human heart. After 2 years of refinement, the first implantable pacemaker was successfully placed in a human in 1958. Today, about 3 million people worldwide have pacemakers, with 600,000 implanted each year. A simple wiring error has saved millions of lives. So there you have it. 8 world-changing inventions that were complete accidents. From medical breakthroughs to everyday snacks, these mistakes turned into miracles. Next time you make a mistake, remember, you might just be one step away from changing the world, or at least making something awesome. If you enjoyed learning about these accidental inventions, smash that like button and subscribe for more amazing facts you never knew you needed. What accidental invention are you most thankful for? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time for more mind-blowing facts.